Hi, we're getting ready to do a full body workout with the Hooked on Pilates handy bands. This is going to be one of our toned in 10 exercise workouts. It's going to really focus on developing more strength in your back, which is so important for your posture. And if you have a stronger back, it's most likely going to keep you from having compression fractures as you get older. So I'm going to be using the orange handy bands for this workout, and I'm just a little bit shorter than 5'6". So I put myself in the medium category for height. So I'm going to adjust my handy band so that the end of the handy band goes all the way around into the far end of the handle. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and draw down. All right, so I got to do it a little bit more just to get it to dial in correctly, and then you can see how the handy band end ends up at the far end of the handle. And then I'm just going to slide this excess tail back a little bit so it's captured nicely by this elastic loop. So if you're shorter or taller than me, or if you're using the green handy bands, I'll have suggestions for adjustment for those handy bands on the blurb that is with this video on the website, hookedonpilates.com. So we're going to go ahead and use the smaller of the two loops because we're barefooted. And so I'm going to just turn sideways here. I'm going to place the arch of my foot into that smaller of the two loops. I already adjusted this handy band just to save on time. And then I'm going to place my arch into that smaller of the two loops. I'm going to gather both handles in one hand, and then I'm going to lie down on my side using good body mechanics. And then I'm going to roll like a log onto my back. And then we're going to reach those legs nice and long, pulling the toes towards the nose, activating the shins, pressing kneecaps down. So we're isometrically contracting our quadriceps. Neutral spine for your lumbar. And then we're going to bend your elbows at your side, gaze directly up towards the ceiling. And from here, exhale, press your fingers straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale, now send those arms out to the side. Exhale and inhale. So we're going to reach directly up. Now reach far out to the side. Bring those fingertips back up towards the ceiling. Bend your elbows and press into the ground. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, expand your ribs with your breath. Exhale and lower. Press those elbows into the ground. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now make sure you're breathing deeply into your entire rib cage. A lot of times people just breathe into the front and the sides of their ribs. And what you're missing out there is breathing into the back part of your ribs where they attach to your spine. So inhale, expand your ribs, breathe into the mat, and then exhale and return. That's it. Three-dimensional breath, inhaling deeply, exhale and return. So stay active in those legs. So we're multitasking here. Toes are towards your nose and your kneecaps are pressed into the ground. And then we're really working on our biceps, our deltoids, and our mid-back muscles here, especially when we open those arms out to the side. We're going to get those rhomboids and mid-traps. Fantastic. We have just a couple more here to do. Keep that form going. Exhale as you press up. Inhale as you open. Exhale and lower. Last one here. Exhale. Inhale, breathe into that mat, exhale, and return. We're going to keep on multitasking. We're going to go into a rotator cuff exercise with a low bridge. So position those bent elbows out to the side, drive those heels into the mat, gazes straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, roll those arms back in the shoulder socket, lift your glutes, and lower down. Exhale, roll and lift. And come back down. So as we rotate back, try to see if you can press the back of your hands into the ground if you have that range of motion. Really activating the rotator cuff in an open chest position. Good. And then as we're lifting, we're using hamstrings, glutes, and low back. Now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, go ahead and reach those heels out a little bit further so you're in a more lengthened position, feeling how that really makes your hamstrings work. And reach back, gaze straight up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the work out of your neck. Keep it in your rotator cuff, your glutes, your hammies, and your back. Fantastic. Let's keep it going. And roll it back. Pause. Feel the strength of your body. And lower down. Just 2 more here. And roll and lift. Pull those abs in. Squeeze your glutes. Last one here. And roll and lift. Fantastic. So let's stretch your hamstrings. So we're going to bend the left knee or one knee and then just grab on to the webbing and then try to pull that leg towards you, lengthening through the back of your upper thigh. That's your hamstring. That's it. Keep pulling and lengthening. Now make sure you're reaching through your sits bones towards that wall over there, because a lot of times the hip will start to pull up, so you want to reach it away so you can get the most stretch that you can by keeping your pelvis square. Fantastic. See if you can pull it a little bit further, working your personal edge, getting more flexible through those hamstrings. And now let's switch sides. And try to straighten that leg and then pull that leg towards you. Remember to keep your pelvis square, so I'm reaching, especially through this sits bones towards that wall, watching that hip isn't coming up towards my rib cage, but it's reaching down. Really feeling the length through the back of this leg right here, hamstring stretch. Because our next exercise is going to be cross-country skier, which is going to be a core exercise, but we're going to have those legs mostly straight or all the way straight. So let's go ahead here and grab onto those handles. And we're going to go ahead and reach those legs to straight if you have the flexibility. If you don't, just bend your knees slightly. Your spine is in neutral. You're looking straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to pull an arm and a leg towards you as you lower the other leg down. So you just have light tension in the handy bands. You're going to maintain that as you alternate your leg position. Now, things to think about. I want you to draw your abdominals tight together, almost like a corset went to extra small around your midsection. And then you want to stay very steady and stable through your midsection as your arms and legs challenge the position. It's almost like you got a big cup of coffee on your midsection and you don't want to spill a drop. So this is definitely a core exercise. We're working on being stable. And then as you feel more confident and you feel like you have that stability, let's start to move those arms and legs a little bit quicker. And that quickness is going to start to challenge that midsection more. So you got to keep it really drawn in and also maintain the stability. Let's go a little bit faster, like we're cross-country skiing up a really tall mountain. That's it. And keep your abs drawn in tight, nice and steady. Don't let that wobble show up, but instead stay stable. You got it. Keep it going. That's it. A little faster. And 3, and 2, and 1. Bend your legs. We're going to do a version of double leg stretch. You're going to put your handles right on top of your knees. Imprint your spine. Navel is in, back is flat. Gaze down your nose at your knees. And then we're going to exhale. Press your arms and legs away from center, squeezing thighs tight together. Press it to straight. Pull your navel in, work your abs flat. You get what you train. So if you push your tummy muscles out, you're going to get pushed out tummy, and nobody wants that. Everyone wants flat abs, so work those abs in. And we're working at imprint, so your back is always staying flat to the mat. Your navel is the deepest portion of your midsection. It's almost like you're trying to make a bowl out of your midsection, with the lowest part being your navel. Exhale, squeeze those legs tight together and stretch arms and legs away from center and return. Now, if you're having difficulty keeping your abs flat or your back in position, simply press your arms and legs on a higher line, and that'll make the exercise a little bit easier. That's it. Let's have just a couple bit more. So imprint, reach those legs away, squeezing them. Pull navel into spine. Maintain your spine position. Let's just have one more here. And well done. So let's go ahead and start working on spinal extensors or our back muscle strength. So we're going to roll all the way over onto our tummy. We're going to start off with bent leg cobra. So you're going to bend your knees. Point your toes. Nice. Draw your stomach in and squeeze your glutes slightly. Inhale, lengthen those legs to straight. Press your toenails into the ground. Slide shoulder blades down your back as you lengthen head and chest up. And then exhale, lower and come back to your start position. Inhale, lengthen those legs to straight. Pressing your toenails down. Slide shoulders down. Press elbows into waistline. Lengthen head and chest up. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen those legs. Slide shoulder blades and elbows down and in towards your spine. And then lower down. So my gaze is directly down. I lengthen those legs. And as I come up, I'm looking at the edge of my mat, watching that I don't overextend my neck. If I were to do that, I would be looking out in front of me and lower down. And so you're going to lengthen legs. Active, pressing those toenails down. Elbows into your side, lengthening and lowering down. Inhale, stretch to straight, loading the handy bands. Allow them to help lift you into a nice lengthened position, squeezing your glutes in order to protect your low back. And lengthen legs to straight. And lengthen spine up into extension. And lower down with your exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And lift. Squeeze elbows in. And lower down. Very good. Now we're going to do breaststroke with heel squeeze. So knees are bent, heels are together, toes are apart. Stomach is in. Pressing your pubic bone and your upper thighs down. Nose is floating, and so are your arms. From here, exhale as you press your arms to straight. Inhale, squeeze your heels tight together as you lengthen and come up, lower to your start position. Exhale, reach directly out in front. Squeeze those heels, lengthening as you come out to the side and lower. And exhale, stretch out. Now, if your back was bothering you, you could just keep it to squeezing the heels and moving your arms, just like I'm doing. I'll do one more without lift of the spine. So exhale here, inhale, circle, and I'm squeezing my heels and lower. Now, if you can, go ahead and exhale, press forward and lift and squeeze and lower. So imagine you're in a nice cool pool. You're stretching long, stretching your arms out to the side as you come up for a breath of air, just like you're doing breaststroke in the pool. Exhale and inhale. Let's just have one more here. Exhale and inhale. So now plant your handles down into your mat. We're going to go into single leg kick. So we're going to make sure that we pick up our low stomach. So we're not hanging through our low stomach and we're not sagging in our back. We're really drawn up, almost like there's a little porcupine underneath our tummy here. So we're going to stay long. And from here, we're going to inhale, bend your knee with toe point, flex your foot and your knee, and then lengthen on your exhale all the way down. So it's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Point, flex, and reach that leg long. As you reach that leg long, draw that low stomach in and up, making sure that you're not sagging through your low back. Keep your shoulders set away from your ears. Lengthen your head away from your toes. Feel like there's that porcupine. Gotta keep those low stomach muscles up. That's it. Make sure that as you bend that knee, tightness does not make your back arch. It's gonna really use your abs as you bend those legs and then as you lower. Great. Keep those handles pressed firmly into the ground. Single leg kick. No arching in that spine. One more time to each side. Wonderful. So now go ahead and come up onto your knees. Place the handy bands out to the side. We're going to do a straight back shell stretch. So fingertips are nice and wide, spine is straight as you hinge back, pressing from your hands through your body to bring your seat closer to your feet and your forehead closer to the ground. Inhale deeply. Exhale, try to encourage more flexion in the sense of your knees and your hips, not in your spine. And reach yourself down towards the ground, releasing your hips and your back. One more big breath. And wonderful. Fantastic. We're going to go into high kneeling tricep extension. So we're going to come all the way up. Make sure your pelvis is vertical, so low stomach is in, butt sliding down. And then we're going to bring your arms right up to overhead. Handles are touching, elbows are pointing straight forward. And from here, exhale, press. Hug your ears with your biceps. Press, straightening those arms. You got it. As you press those arms up, make sure you're not arching your back. So really draw in low stomach and squeeze your glutes. And think tall thoughts from your knees, through your pelvis, and right out through the top of your head. Now, if you're having any problems with your shoulders with this position, simply open the position and push straight and out. So I'm just going to push out and straighten those elbows. Now you can stay here, or if you prefer to have that tight position with those elbows pointing straight forward and hugging your ears with your biceps, go ahead and change back to that position. Fantastic. Let's really get those arms to straight and feel it in those triceps. Good. Now from here, we're going to go into our pulses. So small bends and try to straighten. That's it. Work it up. That's it. Keep it pulsing. Getting stronger. Getting those arms ready for tank top season. It's coming. It's spring here in Colorado, so you know summer's right around the corner. Keep it going. That's it. Let's have 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. So now we're going to go ahead and do side kneeling with arm reach. So you could be on your fist, you could be on tripod fingers, or you can be flat down, whatever works for you. I think I'm going to be up onto my tripod fingers, bend my elbow right into the side, and from here, I'm going to lift the leg as I arc my hand over, like I'm the top color of the rainbow, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Choose your abdominals in. I like to often say, choose to use your core. And try to stay lifted from below. Lifting your waistline up and away from the mat as you stretch the arm overhead. Lifting the leg and centering it in the hip socket. If you're not feeling it centering in the hip socket, you might need to bring the leg back just a little bit. Usually it's just about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. But you should definitely feel like it's centering in the hip socket. And stretch up and over and lower. Stretch up and over and lower. Now let's go into pulses. Arm and leg stay straight and pulse. That's it. Nice. Choose that core in, nice and flat. Lifted from below. Keep it going. Pulsing. Working hard with those little movements. We have 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Now we got to even things out. So we're going to switch things around. And coming into your chosen hand position. I'm in tripod finger tip position, bending my elbow at my side. And then from here, stretching and lowering. Stretch and lower. That's it. Using that stretch of the arm to help lift the leg, centering it into the hip socket, staying drawn up from the mat, not letting your waistline collapse, but staying drawn up. Choose to use your core, so nice flat abs. Fantastic. Stretch up and over. Have that image of being the top color of the rainbow as you lift that leg, centering the hip in the hip socket. Fantastic. Let's keep it going. The side's usually a little bit more tired. And fantastic. 2 more, and we're gonna pulse. That's it, we have 1 more. Keep everything straight and now pulse. You got it. Working that body. Small range of motion can really get it done. I'm feeling it burning. Working it, making each rep count. That's lovely. Let's keep it going for 3 more. And 2, and 1. All right, we're going to come up to standing for a little bit of balance work with a lunge. So we're going to go ahead and place that front leg into a lunge position, so a solid bent knee. And then we're going to make sure that our toes are in contact, but our heel isn't. So from this position, we're going to bend your elbow, and then you're going to reach forward as you weight shift forward. Open up that arm and weight shift back. And stretch it forward. Circling. Really working biceps, deltoids, balance, and quadriceps. So if your balance was off with this, you could simply stay in your lunge and just reach forward and back. If it was feeling okay, you could do a little weight shift forward and back. So the weight shift challenges our balance. If you're doing okay, keep it to the circle and stretch forward and circle back. You can always make this exercise harder by making that lunge a little bit larger. Fantastic. Excellent. Let's just do a nice little hip flexor stretch. So we're just going to go ahead and narrow up our lunge a little bit. Make sure both knees are bent, heel is still lifted. Drop down a little bit lower, posterior pelvic tilt, trying to see if you can get some stretch to this front part of the hip. Trying to take all the wrinkles out of the leggings or your pants right here. That's it. And then if you want more stretch, simply raise the arm up. And then if you want even more and your balance is good, stretch over, away from the back leg. So I'm trying to reach a little bit over and forward. Feeling how that stretch then goes into the side body. And fantastic, we need to even things out. So I'm going to come into lunge position. Once again, solid bend through the knee, watching that my knee is centered, not overshooting my toes. My heel is lifted in the back. And then from here, exhale, reach forward. Inhale, circle around. Exhale and circle. So if you're having a problem, just keep it to bring the arm forward, bring it back, add the weight shift if you can, and circling around, if that works better for you. Always working your personal edge, not somebody else's. Reach forward, circle around. Nice work. Keep it going here. Stretch and circle around. Weight shift and back. Lovely. Keep it going. Working biceps, deltoid, balance, and quadricep. Nice. We just have 1 more here. Good. Hip flexor step. Stretch. So come into a little bit narrower of a lunge. Both knees are bent. Tuck your tail underneath you. And feel the stretch in the front. In my case, in my left hip. Nice. You can stay here, or if you choose to, reach the arm up. If you want even more stretch, and your balance is pretty good, then go ahead and side bend away from that side. And I'm reaching over and slightly forward with my hand. Keeping my tail tucked underneath me. Opening up through the front of my hip. And lowering down. Fantastic. Well, that's it for our Toned in 10 exercises with the Hooked on Pilates handy bands. I hope you had a good workout. Please check out other videos on this website. And if you like what we're doing, because we're trying to make Pilates more portable and affordable, please tell your family and friends, because we're a little startup in Colorado and we don't have a very large marketing budget. Thanks a lot and have a great day.